Wow. One of my favorite writers and directors has officially made a bad movie for once in his career. I'm pretty sure a part of my soul has officially ceased to be.
Code monkey, get up, get coffee. Code monkey, go to job. Code monkey, have boring meeting with boring manager Rob. Much rather wake up, eat a coffee cake, take bath, take nap. This job fulfilling in creative way, such a load of crap. Code monkey thinks someday he have everything, even pretty girl like you. Code monkey just waiting for now. Code monkey says someday, somehow. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man. Big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you.
Welcome back to Filmmaster Reviews. I'm Adam J. Oh god, we were so glad to see Twilight finally shuffle off this mortal coil and become a distant memory, but now Stephenie Meyer is back with The Host. Now, I've heard from a lot of people, even people who hate the Twilight books, that The Host was an outstanding book. So when I heard that one of my all-time favorite screenwriters and directors, Andrew Niccol, was writing and directing the adaptation, I got a little excited. I wasn't expecting anything mind-blowing, but from such a great writer and director, I was expecting at least a little something of value. I figured if anyone could make The Host into a good movie, it would be him. The man gave us Gattaca, Simone, In Time, and The Truman Show, which were all great films, so despite the book being written by a god-awful writer like Stephenie Meyer, I was looking forward to the movie a little bit. And I'm not even gonna beat around the bush, this movie is just plain bad. If the story from this movie is the same story from the fucking book, then the fact that people actually found value in it out there really fucking scares me. I went into the theater yesterday to see this film and arrived to an empty theater. That should have been my first clue, and, you know, of course it was an empty theater, because do you honestly think this movie is gonna get any repeat viewings? Sorry, anyway. The Host is basically a modern-day ripoff of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's really all it is. A group of extraterrestrials known as souls have come to Earth and have wiped out humanity. Not through violence, but rather through us. They are basically symbiotic beings that require a human host. Once they have entered our minds, they eventually manage to erase our memories to take our bodies. They have taken over most of the planet, and now only a handful of actual humans remain. That brings us to our main character, Melanie, who at the beginning of the film is captured by the souls and has one of them, known as Wanda, implanted in her mind. However, Melanie is still alive, and now Wanda and Melanie are at war for control of Melanie's body, as Melanie shows Wanda all the devastation the souls have caused, and forces her to return to the Resistance led by her uncle and her boyfriend. About an hour and a half of a pointless love triangle later, with the boyfriend in love with Melanie and his best friend in love with Wanda or some shit like that, nothing happens and everyone in the audience just looks kinda pissed. Now, is this movie better than Twilight? Yes and no. It's every bit as boring as Twilight, but at least shit happened in those movies, even if it was bad. However, this at least had a good idea behind it. Two personalities going head-to-head and coming to terms with each other in the same body has been done before, mostly in comic books. Venom and Spider-Man, Jean Grey and Dark Phoenix, and more recently, Spider-Man and Doc Ock, which I still maintain is fucking retarded. But we usually see it from the point of view of the hero. Here we see it mostly from the point of view of the invading entity, Wanda, which I have to admit was a damn good idea. The problem is, though, that they don't really do anything interesting with this good idea other than cause a pointless love triangle that is solved in the end by the most obvious solution imaginable. I think Andrew Niccol at least had a good idea of what he wanted to do with this film, but couldn't quite make it interesting, and if this is like the book, then I can certainly understand why. Instead, we got more Twilight romance, and that isn't what anyone wants. With this idea behind the film, the possibilities for a truly special sci-fi story would have been endless. But no, fuck that. Stephenie Meyer has to cater to the tweens, and not to grown-ass fucking adults like myself. It really pains me to see the potential of this idea go straight to shit. The acting in this movie is god-awful. The only one who was even remotely trying to give a good performance was Saoirse Ronan as Melanie. She was really trying to make this role work, but she is given so much atrocious and unintentionally hilarious dialogue that it's really hard to take anything she says in this film seriously. There's a scene at the beginning when Wanda is first put into her fucking brain where she's looking in a mirror, and in her mind Melanie is saying, "Don't you think you have control? This body is mine." And, you know, she just looks at the mirror and goes, "No, mine." I mean, it sounded, honest to God, it fucking sounded like two kids fighting over a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. It was so bad. In fact, most of the dialogue spoken between these two sounds that way. It just makes Melanie come off as an immature brat. I feel so horrible for this actress. Like I said, she's really trying, and she's a great actress. The Lovely Bones was one of my favorite films of 2009, Hannah was one of my favorite films of 2011, and she starred and kicked ass in both of them. Saoirse Ronan is one of the best young actresses working today, and it pains me to see her in crap like this. It was just like last year with Jennifer Lawrence in House at the End of the Street, or hell, even Anna Kendrick co-starring in those fucking Twilight movies. I feel so bad for all of them. Saoirse, seriously, if they decide to turn this into a franchise somehow, don't come back. Go back to making movies that actually fucking matter. You deserve better than this. Max Irons is just as bad here as he was in Red Riding Hood. He's just awful. Jake Abel tried, but still managed to be pretty bad, and veteran actors like Frances Fisher, Diane Kruger, and William Hurt all look bored as hell to be in this film. Acting-wise, nothing special came out of this. There are moments in the film where they try to make us feel for the aliens themselves, and none of these moments work. There is a scene in this movie where Wanda walks into the Resistance's, medical wing and sees that the doctor has been extracting the souls from the bodies and has been killing them. And she sees all the dead souls on this table, and she just screams, "You're all monsters!" and runs out of the room. Oh yeah! You have wiped out 95% of our fucking species, but clearly we are the monsters! Oh, humanity, we suck! No, fuck you, you can't do that! You cannot clearly state that the souls kill our minds and memories to take over our bodies, have destroyed our whole planet, and then turn around and make us look like monsters for killing a couple of them. No, I'm not buying it, and I don't see how anyone else would. That is bullshit. And to add insult to injury, they try to apologize to her. Are you fucked? The pacing of this film is just horrendous. This film drags everything out in such a tedious way. There was a 45-minute period in this film where literally nothing happened. It was just people talking about crap we already knew about. Now, is there anything good I can say about this film? Yeah, there's a few things. Saoirse Ronan really tries to make this work. In some aspects she succeeds, and in many others she doesn't. The film looks great. Andrew Niccol had some really cool shots in this movie. As I said before, it had a good idea behind it, which is more than I can say for any of the Twilight films. They never do anything good with this idea, but it was there. Oh, and that song from Imagine Dragons in the credits, in Intergalactic, whatever the hell it was, to be fair, that song is fucking awesome. Overall, though, there is no reason to see this movie. It's boring, badly acted, terribly paced, and it's just a really bad story with a decent idea behind it. On top of that, it just mimics the crap in Twilight with the romance, and I'm sorry, 6 movies of that shit was enough. I say 6 because I'm including Red Riding Hood on that, because let's face facts, that was pretty much a Twilight movie. I mean, it was enough. We did not need a 7th movie with that crap. I really hope Andrew Niccol makes another good sci-fi film release soon, just to get his rep back up, because I'm pretty sure this just killed it. You want to see a good movie with this kind of idea? Go watch fucking Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and not any of the fucking remakes. Don't watch that Nicole Kidman bullshit. Don't watch the Donald Sutherland movie. Watch the original fucking Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That movie is a fucking masterpiece. You'll love it. Just go watch that. Skip this crap. The host gets a final rating of 1 out of 5 stars.
Waking up to action.
Jared.
It's one of them. It's still her body.
I'm breaking in, shaping up.
We find her, we find the resistance. She could bring a whole army down on our heads.
You don't know what I've been through to find you. You'll have to trust me.
Do you pity the humans?
I miss everything about her. I gotta know. Is Melanie in there?
This is war.